Okay, so I'm going to try to imitate our guy that's been doing our tutorials, and we'll try to make this short and sweet. This is to show you, in case you're struggling or just want to see if you did it right, how to do Onshape on our own, assignment number 5. And so here are our dimensions. Number 1, we know it's in millimeters, so that's how I'll start up my document. And let's talk briefly about strategies to draw this. In my opinion, there's 2 really important views. So with this base, this bottom thing right here, this rectangle that looks like in the front and the right side views, is actually a circle. So I'm going to draw the base, and I'm going to draw these 2 circles, with the one with the hole going through and then the base circle here. And then I think it's going to be advantageous to switch to the right view and draw everything that you see over here. So that's how we'll do that. Alright, so let's create a new document on our own number. You can call it whatever you want. I already drew this once, so I'm just creating a kind of a silly name here. Number 5, and right off the bat, I don't know why it does that. I'm sure you guys have come across that as well. I want to change my units, and we're doing millimeter and grams. Okay, so I'm now set to start drawing, and our base is 65 from the center. So 65 plus 65 is 130 by 60. New sketch, top, normal 2, and then we're going to do a center point rectangle. And it is 130 by 60. Okay. And then our circle, our hole, excuse me, is 28 diameter millimeters. And then you have to go all the way to the right side view to see the diameter of that outside hole. So 50 and 28. So now we'll get a center point circle. And I'll do the hole first, which is at 28. And then the outer one, which is at 50. Excuse me. And so there we've got our base. Everything is centered around the origin here. So I can confirm that. And we'll go to isometric. And then let's go back and look at our drawing. So what I'm looking at is the circle needs to come down, right? And then if I do that, I can have the base go up from that. So I'm going to do blind extrusions with the base going up and the circle going down. And then we have, to figure out how far that goes, we have 75. Right, and then what's left from the 45 plus 10. So 45 plus 10 is 55. 75 minus 55 is 20. So we have a 20 extrusion here, and then the base is 10. So we're going to do 2 new extrusions. We'll do the base first. That was 10. And you also want this to be a part of it, because it's just the hole that's going to get left behind. So that's good now. And we'll just kind of bring our sketch to life and look at the bottom of this now, a new extrusion. I just want that. Flip directions, and we said 20. Make sure it's adding to our base here. Alright, and there we go with that. So we have our base and our circle part now done. And so to me, it's now beneficial to switch to this right view and work on this thing over here. So that's what we're going to do, but I want to figure out, where is this surface right here? Alright, because that's where I want to make my plane. And so let's start looking at some other things. We know that the base was 130. And now this is telling me from the edge of this to the edge of this is 120. So that's obviously less. So 130 minus 120 leaves us 10 extra. And then if I split that on either side, that means that this right here should be 5 in from this corner. Okay? Now ignore this 10 because that's talking about the face of this circle that's going to get pulled out. So from here to here should be 5. And so that's where we're going to make our new plane to draw on the right hand side. So let's create a plane. And I want it to be parallel with the right side, but we're going to do an offset view. And so our offset view, let's do this another way. I'm going to change, instead of the right plane, let's do it from this surface. It's less math this way. So if I do my plane from here, and then I want to flip directions, and we're just going to go 5. So now you can see where that plane is. Perfect. Okay? And I'm going to hide my right view so that I'm not too confused by that. And now we need to create a new sketch on that plane that we just created. View normal 2. And now I'm ready to start drawing this other stuff. So now we're just going to kind of focus in on our right view here. Okay, I'm going to ignore the rib for now, this little support right here. And I'm going to start with these circles, I think. And then we'll go to this back circle and then we'll connect it down. So the first circle has a hole of 18 diameters. And then the next circle, where are we at here? Right here, has a diameter of 30 millimeters. So let's do those two. And both of them are centered in the middle of our drawing, and then 45 millimeters up from the top of our base. So I'm going to get a circle, and first I'm just going to hover over this origin so I kind of wake up that line. I'm not going to worry about anything perfect yet. I'm just going to draw my 2 circles. Then I'm going to get the dimension tool. And so that, notice both those circles were on the same center point though. So our interior one has a diameter of 18. What just changed there? I didn't want to do that. And then a diameter of 30. Okay, and now we want to dimension from here to there as 45. So our 2 circles are set. And now we need this thing up here. So we call this just an arc, right? And then it blends perfectly into these angled lines that hit this outside point. So they need to be tangent to this circle. I could draw an arc. I think I'm just going to draw another circle, and I can trim it out if I want to. And that one has a radius of 20, so I need to enter the diameter, which is going to be then 40. Okay, and then I need a line tool. And I'm going to go to one of these points. Okay, and so it's not recognizing a point, right? So hopefully that you guys know then to come and grab, use the use tool, grab that line. Whoops. And I'm just going to draw these lines anywhere for now. And then I'm going to use my constraints to tell that I want that to be tangent to my circle. On both sides. Okay, so that's done. And if you want, we could come back then and trim out the bottom of that circle because we don't need it anymore. And really, that's the most important thing that we need in our right-hand view. Alright, so let's do some extruding. Okay. First one should be pretty easy. And we want it to go the other way. And it is, I believe it's 10. Yep, that's where it tells me it's 10. Alright, and that is all set. I want to bring this sketch back to the life. And now I need to do my circles. Okay? And so the first one going that direction just needs to go 10 out. Right? And that's where it tells me that. Okay? And then I know this is 30, and if this is 10 and that's 10, then this needs to be 10 also. So then what I want to add is a second end position to this extrusion. You can see that pop out there. And so my first one was 10, and if I'm looking for a total of 30, I need this to be 20 then. And we're still adding it to our part. And so now we are all set there. Turn that sketch off. So now that is drawn. And now the last thing we have to worry about on just this half, we'll do this other half later, is this rib. And it's 25 in, 25 down, 10 thick, and it's dead centered in the drawing. So now the sketch can be done on the front. normal too, because remember I did that in the origin, so that front plane is centered in my drawing. And now I know for sure that I'm going to need this line and this line. And I can just draw this line anywhere for now, and I'm going to then dimension it. From there to there we want to be 25. From there to there we want to be 25. And now my line is set. And now we're going to not go to the normal isometric, we want to go up here. Okay? And we're going to try to use this rib tool. See if we can make this work for us. So sketch profiles. I want that. Okay, and then the parts, we obviously want that, right? So it's going to go into this part. Okay, and then the thickness, we want 10. And we are then good to go with that rib, just like that. All right. And so now the very last thing that we want to do is kind of make some copies here. So we're going to use the mirror copy to get this other half where we need it to be. Entities to mirror. While I'm on parts first, I want to switch that to feature. Okay. And then I want to use this over here to select everything. So I'm going to go with this extrusion and this extrusion. And then my mirror plane, I want it to be over the right. Oh, I forgot to include the rib. So let's also select the rib. And now we are golden. Come down here. Rename. Assignment number 5. I believe this was aluminum. Aluminum. Assign material. Aluminum, check, highlight it. 475.324. 475.324. So we're golden. I could take a screenshot of this and turn it in.